Matches between Atlanta United and Montreal are frequently wild and unpredictable. We'll see if the same thing happens tonight. Down the middle, Amador, back to Morancha, play through Saba, top of the box, takes a touch, turns and shoots, score! Listen all, it's a Saba time! Going by Sanchez, ahead to Latte Lot, top of the arc, down to Morancha, keeper off his line, back to Latte Lot, shot, score! Dispossessed by Sanchez, who dribbles to the top of the 18. Pass to Saba at the penalty spot. Shot! Score! And another Cooper Sanchez steal produces a goal for Atlanta United. It's 3-1.
Welcome in 17th to Emory Healthcare Studio for a win streak edition of the Prematch Show. Alongside 2018 MLS Cup winner Greg Garza, I'm Joe Freihofer. Five Stripes look to make it 4 at home at Mercedes-Benz Stadium this coming Saturday. 7:30 kickoff against 10th in the West, the LA Galaxy. Greg, Atlanta's not just winning matches, they're doing it in a resounding way, out-shooting and out-creating their opponents as well. Where's the creation coming from?
Goals galore in these last few games. I feel like Alexi is still that main point of contact in terms of finding those creativity points within the game. He is somebody that if you play through him, he can just pick you apart. He has such a magical left foot. We can see him in this clip. Even for the rebound, he's already there. He started the play, he can end the play, but just sets everyone up very nicely and also continues that goal threat as well.
Father Time was back in favor in terms of Saba Lojanidze. You see right here, he gets a brace. It had been, Greg, 42 MLS regular season matches in the making. He ran to the corner for the second one, hit the wrist as well. What does this do for his individual form?
I think of his motto and his mantra and his life slogan. It's Saba time. It is Saba time. It's been a minute since we've seen him on the board, but I think just his work rate is something that I think stands out to me more than anything. Just somebody who is always, he gives his soul, he gives his life, blood, tears, anything that he can on the field, and very much deserving to have that goal for him. And then also Latte Loth coming up with a goal for him. A huge confidence booster, I think. You can see the camaraderie within this team. You can see them building. You can see them celebrating together, which I think was maybe a missing piece in those games in the beginning of the season. So to see all of them start to come together to celebrate with the bench, having everybody involved, I think you kind of feel that energy back inside the stadium, which is great.
From Alexi April to Moranchuk May right now as well. He's got 2 assists in this one. That now makes him 6 goals and 2 assists on this season. A big trademark, Greg, the counter-pressing in this one. Specifically, the youngster Cooper Sanchez at 18 years old. He now ties the lead in terms of assists for players 18 years and younger. What did he do so well in this match to create chances like this?
In these last few games, we see him so involved with this counter-press. He definitely understands the Tata way. This is something that, looking back in the implementation of 2017 and 2018 with that success that we had, you had the likes of Miguel Almiron, Joseph Martinez, Tito Villalba, players who came in, Yamil Assad, even Barco at some points. If you win the ball closer to goal, it is that much easier to score. And having the responsibility of Saba, of Latte Loth, who can create those counter-pressing moments but allow Cooper to also jump the gun and win the ball closer to goal, he's done a fantastic job. The youngster is playing beyond his age at 18 years old, and so fun to watch.
Hop in the coop, doing his thing and covering a whole lot of ground. Head coach Tata Martino had some big praise for him post-match. We'll get to that here in just a second. Now you shift gears, Greg. 10th in the West, LA Galaxy, a side that has scored in every single MLS match that they've played so far this season. They're without a big creator, 5 goals so far this season, the striker and DP João Klaus. How do you make up for his absence?
I think really kind of containing the other key elements that they have on that team. You have the likes of Marco Reus and also Gabriel Peck. You have Mr. Paintsel, who can be very dangerous in behind, who has come in and really taken that job very well. But just keeping them contained, keeping them in front of you, not allowing those key players that do have magical wands at the bottom of their feet as well and in their soles, just keeping them very controlled and not allowing them to kind of really ping these balls. Who somebody is very explosive. He does have the likes of very similarities to Latte Loth, who can really be dangerous in behind. So looking at Paintsel, who can also, you can see that their press is very high. It's going to be a great game to watch, but keeping those 3 guys, I think, controlled. Obviously not having Klaus is a huge good thing for us, but you still have other players that can do some damage.
As a former fullback yourself, Joseph Paintsel, he led the team in sprints this last match against Vancouver. What do you do as a back line to contain a guy like like that who's so sharp in off-ball movement?
The first thing that comes to my mind is maybe offsides trap, not wanting to kind of deal with him. Tata does like to play a very high line when you are in the defensive half. So maybe not allowing that depth to be there. We do like to play a lot of 1v1 and 2v2s. So maybe just having an extra player, or whether it be the 6, the defensive mid, or having an outside back just tuck in a little bit more and kind of be a little bit more weary of what is happening in behind. Just providing that extra additional piece of cover, I think, will be massive for this game.
2 goals and 2 assists for Joseph Paintsil in his last 4 for the LA Galaxy. Here's how the 5 stripes shape up against LA coming into this one, who's unbeaten in their last 2. They now have to finish out before this World Cup break with 3 on the road. Greg, the bottom line here, the off-ball movement for the 5 stripes translated into the numbers right here. You look at passes into the final third. I think of a guy like Sabatam, who was so crafty in between the channels last time out.
Yeah, the one person that comes to mind with those passes in the final third is just Alexi. Can you get him on the ball with that creativity, that magic wand that he has at his left bag, to just pick you apart, to just really move the ball as quickly as possible, not rush himself, give him the time that he needs, and when he does have that time and space, he can be somebody so influential for that creation of goal and those expected goals. So find Alexi.
Tata Martino, head coach of Atlanta United, had some big words for Hop in the Coop, Cooper Sanchez. Let's take a listen post-Montreal.
I wanted to ask you again about Cooper Sanchez. I know we've talked about him quite a bit, but just the effort and what he did on that third goal. What are you seeing from him as a player as he's kind of growing in this year?
Y yo creo que tiene un techo que es muy difícil de ver, tan alto como él se lo proponga, porque absolutamente manejas todos los registros de un muy buen volante. Bueno, nosotros le decimos volante intermedio, número 8. Todos los registros que necesita un volante que juega en ese lugar, él lo maneja. Y se hace cargo, además ahora ya da pase gol, entonces, nada que no le sucede nada que él, sobre lo cual él no tenga capacidad para hacer, y tampoco le está sucediendo nada que él no se merezca por cómo trabaja en la semana.
5 stripes in LA Galaxy this Saturday, 7:30 kickoff on Apple TV. Greg, this is the last time the 17s get to go to Mercedes-Benz Stadium until the middle of August due to World Cup break. You got a chance to make it 4 wins in a row across all competitions. What are the 3 keys to victory for this one?
Keep the dubs coming. We need those home wins. The one thing that stands out to me, there are 3 vital components. 1, find Alexi's feet. Yeah. Can you keep him on the ball, creating great opportunities to score, picking people apart? Number 2, control the midfield with the likes of Marco Reus and also Gabriel Peck coming inside, not allowing them to have that creativity at their feet whenever they're looking to play forward. And last but not least, you said it, 17s, bring the energy. It is your last home game for another month and a half, 2 months. So with that World Cup break, can you really bring the energy to push your team to another victory?
Time to blow the lid off of Mercedes-Benz Stadium with all the 17s. It's Atlanta United taking on the LA Galaxy. 7:30 kickoff on Apple TV. All right, Greg, time to shift back now. Our prediction moment here. It's Atlanta United and the Galaxy. Another chance against a side that has been really effective in terms of their final third. Scored in every match in MLS play so far, finding themselves in 10th in the West. If you ask me, it'll be a 1-0 finish. I think it's going to be a scrap in that defensive third. I think you see Stian Gregerson not only be sharp on all of his markers, I think you'll see him get a headed finish off of a corner as well. Make it 1-0 for a Norwegian nightmare back there. What are you thinking?
I love that. I do go with a 1-0 win within this game, but I don't think it's going to be Gregerson. I'm going to go with the likes of Jakob.
Oh.
I think his energy that he brought last game, somebody who was just a fighter, somebody who was not backing down from anything. I'm going to go a Jakob goal, back stick, cross for maybe Baez or Amador. An amazing cross back stick, Jakob coming off that the back post goal.
He was so electric in that Saba goal. I think he had him around the neck for a second, then told him to get to the corner, hit that Saba time. Let's see if Saba can hit the wrist one more time this coming weekend. 7:30 kickoff, Atlanta United taking on LA Galaxy. Until then, that's Greg Garza. I'm Joe Freihofer. This has been a win streak edition of the Prematch Show from right here inside of Emory Healthcare Studio.